Welcome everyone, it's time for another test. Sorry, I've been busy with work, did a couple of tests, but I eventually decided to scrap them. I wasn't happy, and there were also some audio recording problems. So now we're going to look at Norton and McAfee. So Norton on the left, let's have a look at our settings. Okay, antivirus. Just gonna quickly go through this. Sonar, scans and risk. Heuristic is set to aggressive, give it a bit of a better chance. Data protector, script control. Okay, let's look at firewall. Intrusion and browser protection, and advanced program control, exploit prevention, all of it is enabled. Close that. Okay, under advanced. Okay, everything's enabled here, so now let's look at McAfee. Not much that we actually can change on the McAfee AV. Okay, real-time scanning. Okay, so scanning is on. We only have an exclusion for our script. Let's look at firewall. Firewall is set to smart access. Okay, NetGuard is enabled. Secure apps is also enabled. App boost is enabled. Browser security is enabled. Okay, so that's nice, quick and easy for McAfee. Not much that you actually can change and configure. It's either it's on or it's off type of scenario. We're gonna just quickly disable the protection so that we can get the malware extracted and then start this test. Okay, so all the malware is finally extracted. So we have quite a high volume number today, 3,265. So these are more or less the last week's worth of malware, roughly. So now I think it's time that we need to update these products, but let's just show that they are clean before we start. Okay, okay, let's do an update there. Okay, let's just check that these two are up to date and then we'll start enabling the protection. Okay, and they are fully up to date. Let's close this. Okay, now I think it's time to enable. Okay, so McAfee is good to go. Norton is good to go. Let's give it another couple of seconds to make sure that all the protection is enabled. Let's close this. Okay, now it is the first test, which is the web protection test. Okay, so Edge is opening up. We can see high disk usage on Edge. Okay, a bit slower on the McAfee machine. Okay, so a lot of the websites are being blocked. Okay, they're not even opening up on the script, so that's good. Okay, so I think Norton is done. Just gonna minimize that so that I can see the pop-ups. Okay, so a lot of the websites aren't even opening up, so that's good. Okay, let me just quickly speed this up for McAfee, then we'll look at the results. Okay, so the script is done. Now let's look at Norton quickly. Okay, so that website's blocked. Seems like it wants to load. Okay, blocked. Let's say if we proceed, what happens? Okay, seems like the majority of the pages are actually blocked and stopped. Same for McAfee, so that's good. Okay, same one. Okay, that's really good. Let's quickly have a look see. Let's cancel that download. Okay, let's see if anything downloaded. Okay, so it doesn't seem like anything downloaded. Norton did kill that other download, so that's good. So I would say this is a draw for them both. They did really good. Okay, now for malware execution. Okay, so this test is going to take some time, guys. We've got over 3,000 samples we need to execute. Norton is already busy. We'll see if there's any pop-ups from McAfee or McAfee. Okay, nothing is running as of yet. Okay, I'm just going to wait for these two. Don't see any pop-ups from McAfee as of yet, but we can see things are starting to load into, or processes are starting to load, so let's see what happens. Okay guys, so Norton is restarting on its own. Might be one of the malware, so I'm just going to wait for it to come back on again, and then I'll continue the malware execution. Okay, so I think we're at the end of the test. Seems like the test for Norton is stuck. We're not too far from done, but we still have a couple of malware to execute, but I think that's not going to happen. It seems like this one malware is having a lot of malware babies, because it keeps on duplicating itself. As you guys can see, this C994E. Seems like there is malware going. Okay guys, so we are finally at the end of the test. I did manage to execute all the malware for Norton. The test just finished. Okay, so we obviously got a couple of error messages here. I think I'll just close that when we restart the machine. Let's see if we can open up Process Explorer. Process Explorer for McAfee is not opening, so we won't be able to check what's run. So we'll just have to do it via Task Manager for now. Let's see what's using so much CPU. Okay, so I've done a couple of things here. Okay, so you guys will also notice that we have a couple of eyeballs following us. Same for Norton. Eyeballs seems to be a bit slow on that side, but the eyeballs on this side seems to be working. Kind of reminds me of the old Office Assistant, that paperclip with the eyeballs. It looks similar to that, but as you can see, Norton also has that. Okay, so there's our little eyeball friend that's running, Liz Eye by Lizard. Okay, then we obviously have a couple of things here. Okay, so I think that obviously will be, and then this runtime broker might be malicious. Okay, so let's quickly see what's running. Okay, so we do have a couple of startup items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 startup items. A couple of Javas, which will be used by the persistent malware. Another one, and then there's that song cube. Yes. Doesn't seem like Process Explorer is opening up on the Norton machine. Let's just look at our startup items. Okay, so I quickly uploaded the file, so our little eyeball seems to be not malicious, because it is this one, FD8EC. FD8EC, so if we upload that one, it seems to be not malicious, so I think it's just being used to maybe scare or annoy you. Okay, now for malware, for Norton, let's see what's running. Okay, so it seems like this one did duplicate again. This SC. Let's have a look, see at it. Let's open up that one. Okay, let's see what Virus Total has to say. That's fine, we'll just wait for that, and then we'll look at that one as well. Okay, so it duplicated itself quite a lot. Obviously it might be due to the persistentness to keep itself from being detected or cleaned out of memory, but yeah, there's quite a lot of it. Yeah, as you guys can see, there's quite a lot of the same one. Then we obviously have this one, and then this one, and let's have a look at that one and that one. Okay, let's see what Virus Total has to say. Okay, so this is a Trojan. Okay, also detected. Okay, also detected. Okay, we can close this one. I guess obviously a couple of startup items for McAfee. We'll just close that. Just want to see the results for this one. Okay, so not a lot of vendors are yet aware of it. Sentinel, McAfee, obviously that's why I didn't execute on this machine. GData, MSISoft, Bitdefender, even Archibit knows about it. Okay, we'll close that. And as you guys can see, quite a lot of stuff is running. There's a lot of eyeballs. As you can see, it's not being rated as malware. It's just obviously malware might have side-loaded with this. Let's have a look at our startup items. Okay, so I can't seem to get Task Manager open for Norton, so we'll look at the startup items after it's restarted before I start the full scan, just to get an indication of what we're dealing with. But for now I'm unable to open up it manually, or even with the shortcuts it's not doing anything. McAfee wants to reboot, we'll do that. Same for Norton, we'll quickly restart Norton. Once Norton's up and running, we'll look at the startup items, then we'll start the full scan alongside with McAfee. Okay guys, so the scans are finally done. Now let's look at, oh wait, where is Norton, guys? Where is Norton? Let's quickly have a look, see where Norton is. Oh wait guys, here's Norton. Okay guys, we need to be very quiet at this point. Norton, I think, is taking a nap. So shh guys, we should not wake up Norton. I think Norton is taking a permanent nap. It looks like it can't boot, so let's leave Norton so that it can take a nap, and then we'll look at his little stepbrother instead. Okay guys, all silly jokes on a stick. Now let's look at McAfee. So the full scan is completed. There are 3 threads that it cannot remove. Let's quickly check. Okay, so they are unknown and the one seems to be known, but it's just malware that's on the malware folder, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so now that the full scan is complete, we will then start or do a restart and then start with third-party opinion scans for McAfee. And as well, why the reason it looks like this, there's definitely something being tampered with the resolution of the VM. I can't change the resolution anymore, and UAC was disabled on McAfee as well, so we'll just continue the test like this, so sorry for that, and then we'll start the third-party scans. Okay guys, and we are back. So now to look at the last results for McAfee. Hitman Pro, we obviously have this registry key here, system 32, and then just 2 malware samples, and then obviously this Java seems to be suspicious. For Norton, we obviously do have a couple of files here. Okay, but we are not going to use Norton's results because it couldn't even protect its own. Okay, so we'll just close that. Okay, so the quick scan for Komodo found 3 problems. Yeah, so disabled task manager has been disabled run, and UAC. So because of this, we cannot open up task manager. But at the end, I'm just gonna repair this. During the test, I did notice that UAC was disabled, but obviously the run and the task manager is also not opening up, so we'll see if Komodo can fix that, hopefully. MSISoft, we obviously got a couple of problems here. Program data, app data, quite a bit there. Okay, and then we've got quite a lot of registry keys here. Okay, so it seems like, let's see what we have here. Let's just use one of them. So that's a debugger. Okay, so we got quite a couple of them. Okay, F-Secure was unable to connect. Malware bytes. 728 problems. App data, Skype. So yeah, so only a couple of that, and then we got a lot of registry keys. I think this is the most I've ever seen in my life and on this channel. All the rest of these are just registry key manipulation. So that's hectic, guys. This is by far the most registry key modifications I've ever seen. Only like a small handful that you can see in the first window is other files. So it's only these ones, and then from here on it's just registry keys. So that's really bad. So we've got to have quite a lot of that. Okay, so now because we can't see Task Manager, Process Explorer itself is also not opening. Let's see if Komodo can actually repair this. I'm not sure if we need to restart. Let's see if we can open up Task Manager. I think we might need to restart for Komodo to actually fix this. So that's fine. I think we're just gonna skip it. Okay, let's look at our files. Obviously I had to download Malware because Malware was also broken. Our pictures seems to have survived partially. I didn't actually see this. Let's quickly upload this. I'm not sure if there is actually a readme note file. Because we'll need the readme file. It doesn't seem like there. Let's maybe just see directly on the C drive. Sometimes they put it here. No. Okay, so no, that's fine, guys. Okay, so we're just gonna skip that. I can't see the readme file. We need that to get the verdict of what type of ransomware it might be. But obviously we can see that we have semi-lost some of our pictures, unfortunately. So here we've got a couple of pictures that are infected. Okay. Okay, so I think that's the end of this, guys. While we conclude, let's maybe see what if Komodo Autoruns can actually show us something. But okay, obviously McAfee is the winner between these, or between Norton and McAfee. Norton's completely destroyed, not even able to start up anymore, and even if you can get the device to boot, it is obviously infected, so there's no point in investing all that energy in fixing it. You're just better off just reloading the machine. McAfee survived the test, not bad, but we obviously have partial ransomware infection on our pictures and the most registry key modifications I have ever seen. Definitely IOCs on this machine. Task Manager is not working, but every time when you do start up the VM, there's a lot of PowerShell stuff and VBScript stuff starting up, and Java as well. So we definitely have startup items, and yeah, so this machine is definitely compromised. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this test. It was quite interesting, but yet again, disappointing results from Norton, and also not that great results from McAfee. But obviously McAfee did do better than Norton. It did at least kind of survive the test. But yeah, we'll start with other tests. There's a couple of tests that we need to finalize. And let me know what you guys thought about this test. I hope it was informative. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys again.